Our next performer, he starred on Broadway with Anthony Newley, playing Stan Laurel in the hit musical Chaplin to wonderful reviews. He continued his Stan Laurel success with a Clio-winning 13-year series of commercials. You've heard his voice on everything from Time for Beanie to the Smurfs. Ladies and gentlemen, this outrageously gifted man, Jim MacGeorge.
I feel good. I had a physical on Tuesday. The doctor said I can do anything I want, but it better be this week. The guy hits a golf ball down in the woods over 4 trees in front of me, tried to sneak it through. Hit a tree, came back, hit him in the forehead. He went to the pearly gates. St. Peter said, "How did you get here, my son?" He said, "In 2." I feel good. You know, last Thursday I wasn't doing anything. I was home. Knock at the door. I opened. He said, "I'm a Jehovah's Witness." I said, "Well, come on in. Sit down. Can I get you lemonade? What can I do for you?" He said, "I don't know. I never got this far before." I was doing the Thunderbird 50th wedding anniversary, the 50th of the Thunderbird Country Club in Palm Springs, and when in the men's locker room there was a cell phone on the bench, and a guy picked it up. It rang. He picked it up and he said, "Hello, honey. Yeah, you're at the mall? Yeah. You found a coat you like? How much? 25,000? If you really like it, go ahead and get it. Yeah. You went by the Mercedes-Benz dealer? 80,000? Well, make sure you get all the options. Yeah. Listen, I gotta go because the what? The waterfront, the real estate man showed you the waterfront property? 2,400,000? Offer him 2 million, not a penny more. Yeah. Goodbye. Whose cell phone is this? You know, driving down here, I took a wrong turn and I got lost, and I stopped by a little gas station. The guy's rocking in a rocking chair. I said, "Excuse me, can you tell me the quickest way to Seal Beach?" He said, "Well, are you walking or are you driving?" I said, "I'm driving." He said, "That's the quickest." And then we went to park, and the guy in front of me stops dead. I banged into the back of him. A dwarf got out and came back and said, "I am not happy." I said, "Really? Which one are you?" This guy was he was watching a golf tournament on television, and he kept flipping over to the porno station. And he said, "I don't know which one to watch." And the wife yells from the kitchen, "Watch the porno station. You already know how to play golf." Everything is a computer today, isn't it? If you don't, the little boy says to his father, "Daddy, how was I born?" He says, "Son, one day you'll find out anyway. I met your mother at a chat room on Yahoo, made a date to meet her in a cyber cafe. We found a secluded room. She had her soft drive. She agreed to download on my hard drive. When I was ready to upload, I realized neither one of us had built a firewall. 9 months later, a sign popped up and said, 'You've got mail.'" My neighbor is a nice fella. He's older. When God said, "Let there be light," he hit the switch. And he's a nice fella, and he still plays golf. But he doesn't take a cart because where he hits it, it's cheaper to take public transportation. Anyway, he had a physical. And the next day, he's walking down the street with a young blonde on his arm, and he sees his doctor. He says, "I'm doing like you told me, Doc. I got a hot mama, and I'm cheerful." He said, "No, I said you had a heart murmur. Be careful." Education, we have to learn. We're all here to learn. They were showing the freshman class to the USC campus. They said, "Over there's a woman's dorm. If you're caught in there, it's a $40 fine. Second time you're caught in there, it's a $100 fine. Any questions?" He said, "What do you charge for a season pass?" I have a new lady friend, and we've adopted this song. And I love you so. When people ask me how I've lived till now, I tell them I don't know. She's a great gal. We have a lot of fun together. But she's a shopper. She likes to shop. She knows all the stores, all the bargains. We passed the YMCA the other day, and she looked up and said, "Look, they spelled Macy's wrong." When I tell her to cut back on the spending, she gets upset. When she gets upset, she nags me. She gets more upset, she gives me the silent treatment. But I think it's worth the added effort. You know, Jimmy Stewart loved golf when he was there. He said, you know, I'm using a new high-tech golf ball now, and if it gets within 6 inches of the cup, it automatically jumps in the hole. But don't carry it in your back pocket. I was talking to my neighbor. Now, relationships are difficult today. We all know that things are going so fast. And I said, "Al, how's it going?" He said, "I don't know. I think I'm going to get a divorce." I said, "Why?" He said, "My wife hasn't spoken to me in 2 months." Well, think it over carefully. Those kind of women are hard to find. And he said to her, "Would you have believed in your wildest dreams that I would be the man?" She said, "In my wildest dreams, your name never even came up." And they're in bed watching television. Suddenly she feels a hand on her thigh, goes up her arm, around her shoulder, down her back, and it stops. She said, "Why did you stop?" He said, "I found the remote." He doesn't understand romance. He doesn't understand the vast difference, emotional difference between men and women. He forgot his wife's birthday and a present. She got mad. She said, "Tomorrow morning when I look on that driveway, I want to see something goes from 0 to 200 in 2 seconds. Next day she looked out there, it was a bathroom scale. Isn't that terrible? You know. And I tell you something, sometimes even when you try to help somebody, it backfires. A lady got on the bus with a little tiny baby, and the bus driver looked over and said, "God, that's the ugliest looking kid I've ever seen in my life." And she went to the back of the bus, and the tears were falling. And the gentleman was there and said, "What happened?" She said, "The bus driver insulted me." He said, "Report him. Do you have his number?" She said, "No." He said, "You go up and get his number and I'll hold your monkey." Isn't it sad? I mean, there was an older couple that visited the fair. And he looked over and said, "Helicopter ride's $50. He said, "Martha, I sure would like to go up that there helicopter." He said, "Bert, $50 is $50. And the pilot overheard him and said, "If you don't make any noise at all, the ride is free." She said, "Come on, Martha, let's go." So they flew all around in this helicopter and it landed. And the pilot walked over to the guy and said, "I got to compliment you. You did not say one word." He said, "I know that. I was going to say something when Martha fell out." $50 is $50. And Bob Hope, I worked with him a couple times, and he always wore a hat like this when he entertained the troops overseas, you know. Hey, thanks for the memories of candlelight and wine, passing on the line. How about this, huh? Is this gorgeous or what? You know, Dolores couldn't be here. She had a church function. She's Catholic. I know she's Catholic because I drove the car up in front of the church and they auctioned it off. And I just ran into one of my good friends and he said, "Sunday's his 50th wedding anniversary." I said, "God, 50 years. What are you going to do?" He said, "I don't know. On my 25th, I took my wife to Anchorage. Maybe I'll go and pick her up." And I'll tell you what turns me on is those gals that dress up in leather, you know? You got right next to them, they smell like a new golf bag. God, I love that. And I found a place where the young girls are attracted to me in the library under fiction. You know, but I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, you get a few laughs and a little love every day, and you're way ahead of the world. Thank you very much. Stan Laurel was a good friend of mine. I did those commercials for 16 years, the Anco windshield, and 5 years or 7 years for Sizzler. And we would visit and talk about comedy out at his apartment. I said, where'd you get the derbies? He said, well, it was just a thing to do at that time. And this is my tribute to Mr. Laurel. You know, Ollie and I, we made 106 pictures together. And he was a very funny fella. You know, I could stand in the back of the theater and laugh at our films because I'm watching Ollie. And when I'm working with him, I don't know what he's doing. Hey, Stan, excuse me. What is it, Ollie? Stan, I see where your friend, who was the editor of the crossword puzzle section for the Times, passed away. I know, I went to the funeral. Where did they bury him? 6 down and 3 across. Did you ever finish that puzzle I sent you? I sure did, Ollie. And it only took me 3 months. Well, isn't that a long time? Well, on the box it says 4 to 6 years. He said, if I weren't your friend, I would walk right out of here. He said, Ollie, what is it? Thanks for being my friend. And I think that's why we're all here tonight, to say hello to a few friends we haven't seen and to make a few new friends if we can. As my friend, the late coach John Wooden said, make each day a masterpiece. They were interviewing Jack Nicklaus, and they said, your name will always be synonymous with golf, and you really knew your way around a golf course. What's the secret? And he said, the holes are numbered. I leave you with 2 guidelines that help me. 1, tiny little baby steps all add up when you're learning something new, and we're all learning every day. Number 2, the cavalry is not coming. So you take it upon yourselves and make it a great day. Don't judge yourself, others. Have a few cheers, a lot of laughs, a bundle of love. Eat your turnips, and I thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you. Thank you. You're wonderful. Thank you.